Good morning. I'm Armani, and this is Ariana. And this morning, we're going to talk about forgiveness. Because it's so important. When we have unforgiveness, our heart is closed. When we forgive others, our heart is open to receive God's forgiveness. So Lorna's going to tell us a very wonderful story. Ariana is going to tell us about a wonderful story.
We are working in countries that are closed to Christians, and so we sometimes use a different name when we're traveling. So I want to share a story with you this morning. This happened in Africa, in the country of Uganda. They had just had a terrible war, a civil war within their own country, fighting each other. There was hardly any water or food or cars. And a man from America, a pastor, had been asked to come and speak to a camp meeting, a big camp meeting like this. And before he was to speak, he was sitting up on the platform on a chair. And he looked out over all the people. And he saw that they didn't have very nice clothes. And he thought about all the things that they had been going through in their war. They had family members had been killed somewhere in the jungle. They didn't know where they were. And he sat there and he thought, I have never walked in their shoes. And he didn't know what he should share with them. And then he sensed God saying to him, tell them about the fruit of the Spirit. Tell them about my Spirit. The fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering or patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. These are the gifts that God gives us. So the pastor got up and he said that each one of them could have a free gift. The gift of the Spirit and the fruit he brings with him. But after the meeting, a man dressed in rags came up to him. His name was Mukasa. And he said to the pastor, you didn't seem so sure that we could have the fruit of the Spirit. You didn't seem like you really believed it. He said, you know, the fruit of the Spirit is available to us here. It's for us here in Uganda too.
Oh, may ben niya tete kata espiritu na agora ne disponível lá. Terceira lá estamos belheta ainda ne.
He said, but I think you left one thing out of your talk to us.
May ben niya botamak ne faten baita. Oh, haluhan te boti da ne be makosteng ko le ba ami.
Will you come with me to my home? And I want to tell you a story.
Pastor akarak may hamutu ka dipes bahau ni uma akarak konta istorya.
It was a very hot day.
Jadi loro ne be mak difícil
And
tebes.
the road had lots of dust on it.
Depois se dala ne rai rahum barat tebes.
And they walked down the road.
Depois sira começa lá o tumba iha dala ne ba.
And Mukasa pointed up to a hill.
Depois ne começa hatudu ba iha fohoi da ne ba.
He said, see that really nice house up on the hill?
Jadi hare ba fohoi ta ne ba iha uma fura kira ne ba.
The big house.
Uma bo tida.
He said, that used to be my house.
Uma ne ba no ulu kau ni uma.
And he said, I also had a very nice car, a Mercedes-Benz, very
Jadi ni ate te ba ni
nice.
hao mo siya kareta fura kida Mercedes Benz.
He said, the soldiers took away my house.
Soldado sira podi ti hau ni uma.
The soldiers took away my car.
Soldado sira podi ti hau ni kareta.
And I had a nice big clothing shop.
Jadi hau mo siya loja ropa bo tebes.
The soldiers took away my clothing shop.
Soldado sira mo soti ana ropa rosa belo ropa ne podi hutu.
They took away everything.
Sira podi hau ni sasan hutu.
My family had run into the jungle and I don't know where they are.
Hau ni familia sira halai te ba helara ai lara ne pa hau late ne sira agora iha ne be.
So finally, as they were walking,
Ikus mai sira lao ba ne ba duni.
they came to a little tiny mud walled hut.
Depois sira bate iha ne ba iha babesi ke habe posuida. Oh, uma ne be makalu sirai.
A little hut. And they went, he said, come inside, this is my house now.
Depois ni ate te ba pastor mai tamai ba lara ida ne makau ni uma agora.
And it was a dirt floor with one box in the middle.
Depois iha rai ne be maka be sira semente ne be maklau semente mai be rai rang depois iha be kai sai de clara
He
hela.
said, come sit with me.
Depois mai na turu hamutu ko hau.
And so they sat down. He says, I want to tell you something.
Depois sira turtia depois ne ha para tu conta história.
I used to sit in this little hut every day.
Jadi ulu kau turi a fating ne kada lor.
And I would just think about all the bad things the soldiers had done to me.
Hau hanui buat ato tu ne be mak soldado sira halo bahau.
I was so hated them. I was so angry.
Hau odio lo sira, hau hirus lo sira.
So when I left my house, I took a few things with me.
Nune waira husi kala ni uma ne ba, hau lori buat balo hau.
I had a chair.
Hau iha kadera ida,
I had a cow.
hau iha bibi ida, oh, like pulusaun ida.
And I had a goat.
Oh, hau ida karau ida, namos hau iha bibi ida.
So he said, my cow needed some spray for flies.
Jadi hau persija atu rega buat rumah tanpa be lalar barat.
So I took my chair and traded it for some fly spray.
Jadi hau puti na kadera ida ne ba troca fali ga ba hola fali buat atu rega isinya. Ba lalar atu duni lalarnya.
But then my cow died.
Mai be hau nia be karaumus mate.
So I took my goat,
Nune hau puti hau nia be bibi.
and then I traded the goat for some seeds for a garden to plant some
Jadi hau trok pala
vegetables.
hau nia be bibi da ne ba fini rumah dupe nune hau bele kuda yang ne tos.
So I planted all my vegetables in the garden,
Nune hau kuda hutu modo sirne hau nia tos.
and then it did not rain,
Tamba tempo ne ba udah mos la iya
and
ta.
all the plants died.
Antau ai wori sirne mate hutu.
He said I would sit in here and I would think about all the bad things that happened to me.
Jadi nia yang hau seture ne depois hau começa hanoi buat at hutu ne be makontes pa hau.
And I was so angry.
No hau sinti hirus tebes.
But one day,
Mai be ia loron ida.
a man came to my little door, my little hut,
Iha ema ida ne be makmai iha hau ni oda matan.
and he said, I'm a missionary. I've come to tell you that God loves you.
Hau nia mai depois ne hau ema missionary ida. Hau fatena bao kata maroma kadomi o.
And I said, what? God loves me?
Depois hau tete. Saida maromat ni hadomi hau.
Do you know what has happened to me?
O hatena kata saida makontes pa hau.
And I was so angry, he said, I grabbed him and I threw him out of my house.
Tambah virus tepes anta hau karne depois hau soenya sahiu sia ni uma.
God loves me. I can't believe that.
Oh, maromak hadumi hau la fiari dane.
But I was surprised, said Mukasa.
Maybe how surprise tebes ho. What the hell is that?
Surprised.
Oh, how surprise? How akfona?
Because the man got him up from the dust. The man stood up that he'd thrown out.
Okay, manira ni bemak nesesai ni depois hambri ku si benya fati, nya latam hambri kima.
And he came right back in my house.
Depois dia mai farita ya ni uma.
And he said, I am here to tell you God does love you.
How atu fote ni los katak maromak amane hadomi o.
I was so surprised that he came back
How sinti hakfoda tambania mai fali.
that I decided to listen to him.
Anta how di sidi atrona bania.
And so he told me about a God who loved me. Mukasa
Antaw
said.
antaw niya komesa kuliah bahau katak maromak ni hadomi hau.
And I listened.
Makasa hatit ni.
Listen to him.
Anta komesa rona bania.
And he told me if you ask him, he will come in to your heart and he will change your life.
Ni hatete katak husu bania ni sei mai oni fuan depois ni se transforma ga muda oni moris.
And Mukasa said, so I said, okay.
Nune makasa diha okay
I
loson.
want Jesus to work in my heart.
How hakarak Jesus atu service hani fuan.
So Jesus started to work in my heart right away.
Jadi começa tempo de ba Jesus serviço na fuan.
I had been sitting there so angry at all of the things that had happened to me.
Durante ni hautura ne ba how hirus pa bothoto ne pa makontesa na bahau.
And I was struggling so much with bitterness and anger.
Jadi how começa bergumul how kapahitan no hirus.
And my friend, my missionary friend, told me a Bible verse.
No how dia kolega missionary dane fuate ne bahau verso sa Biblia.
It's found in Matthew 6:14 and 15.
Ne hetang iya Mateus sanu nen verso anu resihat no sanu resin 5.
If you forgive men their trespasses,
Kari ko fo perdua ba ema ne be makhalu sala ba o.
your heavenly Father will also forgive you.
Ita ne aman lalehan se fo perdua ba o. Perdua ba o.
But if you do not forgive men their trespasses,
Kari ket ola po perdua ba ema seluk ne be makhalu sala ba o.
neither will your Father forgive your trespasses.
No ne mo so ne aman se la po perdua ba o ne sala sila.
And he said to the pastor,
Napos niya tete ba pastor ne be makuha mai.
suddenly the light came on in my mind.
De repente de how la costa ni Hanoi.
I needed to forgive the soldiers.
Jadi how persija atu fo perdua ba soldado sila ne.
I needed to love them.
How persija atu hadomi sila.
So I opened up my heart to God.
No ne how loke how ni fuan ba maroma.
And I poured out all the hate and anger and bitterness that was there in
Jadi
my
how
heart
asai
to
ho to
God.
how ni hiru how ni audio buat sila hoti husi how ni fuan.
And then a miracle happened.
No depois milagre de acontece.
Suddenly I had love for the ones I had hated.
Mas de repente de how iyon na domin ba sila ne be makulo ka hiru sila.
All I wanted was the fruit of the Spirit in my heart. Love, joy, and peace. And God put this in my
Jadi
heart.
buat na be makahakara din makafuan espiritu domin paz no buat sila ne hoto.
So then he said to Pastor,
Depois ni hatete ba yung pastor ne.
he said, we can have all the fruit of the Spirit in our lives.
Oh, ni hatete pastor ita bele iya hoto espiritu afuan espiritu iya itene moris.
It's a gift that God gives us.
Ida ne ana san presente ida ne be makmaromak po ba ita.
But we must meet God's terms. We
May-
must follow what God says.
May be ita persija at halo tuin sa da makmaromak hatete.
We must forgive those who have done wrong to us.
Ita persija po perdua basila ne be makhalo salah no ba ita.
And then Mukasa said something that is hard to believe.
Jadi pastor hatete buat ne be maksusar atu fiar.
He said, I am the richest man in Uganda.
Ne dihang haune ema ne be makariku iha Uganda.
He said, I have been freed from terrible bondage of hatred and bitterness and anger, and I have the fruit of the Spirit in my heart, and I am free in Jesus.
How libre na ho si hirus problema hotu buat hotu jadi agora how libre agora iho na po ang espiritu de Dios na ihaw.
Isn't it awesome what God does in people's hearts?
Jadi dene buat ne be maka luar biasa wa ina maromak halo dene emene po.
So let's think about this story.
Maita hanui fila fali kono ba story dene.
Did Mukasa have terrible things happen to him?
Los ka makasa ni iya problema ni be maka barak tebe sa ninemoris?
Yes, his
Los.
house, his car, his family gone, maybe dead.
Ninya
Terrible
uma,
things.
ninya kareta, ninya familia mos bate nebe dalawa mate ona.
Do you know
Itabot sila tenek.
that we can be angry over little things
Ita bele hirus babuat nebe makikuan.
as he was angry over big things?
Hanesang ita na kolega uhin hirus babuat nebe magbot.
It's how we, in our hearts, what we do with when bad things happen to us.
Ida ne makihita ne fuan ka ita halo wa hira buat ladia kluma acontece ba ita.
When we hold on to bitterness in our hearts toward people who've done wrong to us,
Jadi wa hira ita tahan nila buat at nebe makihita ne fuan ba ema nebe makhalo buat at ba ita.
we are opening up a way for Satan to come into our hearts.
Jadi ita loke ita ne fuan ona ba diabo ato tama ita ne fuan.
And when we open a way for Satan to come, does he just stay in one little place?
Jadi wa hira ita loke ita ne fuan ba diabo tama ita ne fuan ne se hela ya fating kikuan ida de ita ne fuan.
No.
Lae.
He wants to spread out and take over our lives.
Nia akara katu be aumenta ta nune ne bele kontrola ita ne moristoma.
So let's now talk about how do we forgive? It's a very hard thing sometimes.
Anta mai ita kuliah kono ba, o insa ita to for perdua ba maselu, buat nebe mak difícil tebes dala rumah.
Can you think of someone in Scripture who went through an experience like this?
Ita bo sira hanueno kono ba Biblia larang ka escritura lang katak emaruma nebe mak experience aneso story de ohi.
I think Joseph is a good example.
Jadi Uze ka Yusuf ne história nebe mak diak tebes.
Joseph told his brothers and family about a dream he had.
Jadi Uze fote ne ba ninya ina ama nunya irmão sira kono ba mehi nebe mak neheta.
And they emotionally abused him.
No nia barak makan lagosa sira abuso nia.
Then on a walk to give his brothers some food, they threw him in a pit.
Tempo neba harukan ni atlori hahamba ni mau sira depois neba sira langsung soi ni ba iha poso.
They sold him as a slave.
Jadi nia irmão sira hari ni ane sang atan ida.
That's physical abuse.
Jadi sira halo be atakasang físico nia.
That's emotional hurt and pain.
Jadi ida ne ane sang kanek emoção ni nia no moras tebes.
He determined he would be faithful to God.
Mai ben nia decidi atu nafating fiel pa maroma.
But in Egypt, as faithful as he was accused of doing something with Potiphar's wife.
Jadi nafating ya Egipto neba nafating setia mai ben lius nia setia ida ne nia akusa taman nia dia hal bot rumah ho be Firaun ne fe.
He was thrown in prison.
Depois sira so taman nia prisão.
Then he had a dream and helped two men.
Depois dia prisão lara ni etan mehi ajuda emanang rua.
He said, "Remember me to the Pharaoh."
Jadi for hanoi hau by Firaun.
But he suffered for 2 years in that prison.
Mai ben nia hetan sofrimento tinarua ia prisão lara.
Did he think about all the bad things?
Será que prisão lara ni hanoi kon mabuat aat sila ni hotu?
No.
Lai.
He determined to do his best, and he became, would we say, ruler under the head jailer.
Jadi depois de nia mai ben nafati setia ba maroma, nia magbene sai nia governa kan nia magbene kontrola, ia be prisão nia boten nia okos kena.
So for 2 years, you know, jails in those days weren't nice at all. They were dungeons and there was no toilet and he had to clean up poop and everything.
Jadi tahate tinarua ni tempo naru tamba ya be prisão ne bani ia pate ne be maklaru dia ia ema be sera te bokar ene be botin ne hamos.
He could have become hostile and bitter.
Depois ne bele mai no depois ne bele hirus.
He could have become angry and resentful.
Nia bele hirus depois nia mai horazam woindei.
He could have said in his heart, "Where is God? Why is he letting this happen to me?
Depois ne bele hatete ba nia fuang katak maromak ne be nusa magbuat sir ne acontece ba hau.
Why is God treating me like this?"
Nusa maromak trata ka halo hau hanesane.
But he did not entertain those thoughts.
Mai ben nia la la kolia buat sila hanes na
He
maroma.
forgave everyone.
Niya po perdão ba emahoto.
And he still trusted in the God he loved.
Niya nafating tao niya konfiansa ba maromak na bimak ni
Because
adomi.
he had heard from his father how wonderful God was.
Tamba niya rona-ona usili niya amang katak maromak ni furak teves.
And he chose to think and focus on the right thoughts.
Ang tao niya komesa hanui no kolia babuat nebe magdiak.
And then God was able in the future not only to save him but his whole family.
May biya futuro lao salva din niya niya may be familia toma ketang salva.
Hebrews 12:15 says it this way.
Jadi ya Hebreu ke Ibrani 12 ayat 15 kata tinunin.
And I'll read it in English and then we'll read it in your language. Looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness spring up and trouble you, and thereby many be defiled.
Cuidado didiak ba at emahoto berisimo maromak ni larandiak ne bebot. At nune ay abot nebe iha veneno labeli musu ya iminyalet o di halakon problema no halay mabarak sa ifoe.
What happens when we let unforgiveness stay in our hearts?
Saida magse acontece kari ita la fo perdão na fati e tenelaran.
What happens when we let bitterness stay and grow in our hearts?
Saida magse acontece kari kita husik be kapahitan ide na fati e tenefuan no ia aumenta tan.
An angry, bitter person hurts other people.
Jadi ema nebe makhiru sidane ne sila se hakane ke maselu.
Because they're focusing on all the bad things, it shows.
Tanpa sila tahu atenção leba buat nebe makladiak no ikus mai ne haturu saidu ni.
And they hurt other people.
No sila hakane ke maselu.
They think about themselves and they don't think about how they're coming across to other people.
Jadi sila hanoi ba niya ande wahira sila hanoi ba wahira sila maseluk niya le.
Because their focus is on bitterness and anger, it shows and they start spreading it everywhere.
Tanpa sila na atenção liu maka hirus nebe mak sila hare no ne sila komesa fo influenza ba maseluk ka hadait ba maseluk.
Some of you who have been here for the last few days have heard my story.
Jadi baru husi imi ihana lorong hirat niya laran di pesrono non historia.
My father abused me terribly and even tried to kill me.
Jadi hau niya aman mos halo abuso ba hau o atebes no niya koko mos ato oho hau.
Every time I met a new friend, the anger and the hurt would come out and I would talk about it.
Jadi waira asuro ni kolega fong rumah hau niya sentimenti hirus no kapahitan na ne depes hau konta historia niya basira.
I repeated over and over how bad my father treated me.
Jadi hau repete filafali kolia hau niya apa niya ate ba maselu.
And then one day my wife said to me, you know, you sound like a broken record.
Jadi pot lorong ida hau niya beseda be hau niya feng poten bahau kata ko hanesan beseda.
Every time you meet a new person, you say the same old sorry story over and over again.
Jadi wahiro asuro ni kolega sino sempre kolia historia ni mak triste ni mak na hanesa.
Thank you, dear, for helping me to see myself.
Jadi obrigado niya fen tamba fona babe. Po hanoi na ne bahau. Nela sa ni fen.
I had not forgiven my father.
Hau la fo perdua bahau niya be aman.
I didn't like living like this, but I didn't see myself.
May be hau lolos yes, can you repeat?
I did not like living with all this in my mind and heart.
Jadi ala koi Morris ne be makbot sila hoto ne be makiyaw ni hanoi dane.
Sometimes we don't see what we're like.
Tamba dala rumah ita labele hare bot rumah ne be makita lagosta.
And so when we have unforgiveness in our heart, we keep thinking about it.
Jadi wahira itenefua nila iha perdão itenelarang ika komesa na fati hanui buat at sila ne.
And that person or people stay in our mind and heart and they go with us wherever we go.
Antau ema nebe makita lagosta itene na fati itene hanui itenefua ita ba ne bede sila na fati hamutu ko ita.
We need to focus on Jesus.
Ita persisya tahu ita na atenção ba maroma.
We need to ask for His forgiveness to change our hearts.
Ita persisya husto niya perdão atau bele muda ita.
I'd like to give you a little thought here.
Hawakara katu fo hanui rumah ya agora.
When we have bitterness in our hearts,
Wa ira ita iya kapahitang fua lara moras rumah ita niya fua.
bitterness is like drinking poison.
Jadi lara moras ida ne fuang kane kita ne anesa ita hemu be veneno ne.
And expecting the other person to die.
Jadi ida ne bele afetu ba maselu matumate.
But the bitterness is here.
May be ita ne lara fuang kane ka lara moras ida ne iya ne.
It's poison to us.
Ida ne sa veneno ida ba ita.
But we want that other person to have that poison, but it's really hurting us.
May be ita hakarak maselu ne vamos ato hetan veneno anesa ita may be lolos ne hakanek ma ita lolos.
One thing that's, if you look on there, it says we can get sick. Is it moras?
Yes. Ya, ita mos bele hetan moras.
When we have bitterness in our heart,
Jadi wahira ita iha lara moras ita ne fuan.
it's known that people will get like cancer and other sicknesses and they can't get over it as long as they have the bitterness in their hearts.
Jadi wahira ita ne fuan kanek lara moras le anesa emane be mo kona moras kankru no moras resep ne be mak difícil tebe sa hetan kura.
I want to tell you about one of our students that we had in our training in Thailand.
Jadi akarat konta story ida kono bang ni student ida ne be makami ia treinamento ida ira Thailandia.
This was a student who, when she came into class, she would sit in the front row,
Jadi estudante feto ida ne mai ia klase para treinamento ne sempre turia oi.
but she never smiled.
Mai be nunca mais samna sa ko win mida.
And when you ask her to do something,
Jadi wahira an husu pania atau botruma
she would go, "Ugh,"
nya de.
and she wouldn't answer.
Nia mos la respondi dan sede.
And she just wasn't willing to cooperate in class.
Jadi nia lakoi atu serviço hamu tu konya colegas terceiro.
And we started to pray for her. We didn't know what to do.
Antara ami mos começa a oração bania tamas am lahate sede makatu halo.
Well, one day I was sharing in class about bitterness.
Jadi eloro ida al fai história da kono abe lara moras ida ne ka fuang kana kida ne.
And I drew like a circle up on the board
Jadi how começa be halo be seda desenho ida be akabuara nessa
like
ini.
this.
Anessa fuang.
And I wrote in all the things that can happen in your heart
Jadi how quer goto boto ne bela acontece tene fuang.
when you have bitterness.
Wani ita ia fuang lara moras.
Angry that you hurt others that you don't even want to hurt.
Jadi ita hirus lara moras anessa ita hirus ema ita hakane ke masir mabit lolos laku at halakane ekstira.
And she just said in class, she said, I have all of those.
Jadi nia tete ya kena how bocilnya o yahutu.
So then we knew this is her struggle, right?
Jadi ami começa a ter kata ida mak nenya
So
pergumulan.
we could pray more for her.
Anta ami começa a oração barak libania.
So a day later, I shared with her how to give up your bitterness, how to forgive others.
Jadi lorong tu mai fale ha musa para nebele mana hasoruga nebele atfo perdua be maselu.
And I didn't know what happened.
Allah tene sere makonte.
We would give the students assignments and we would say, you know, you learned this in classes. There's someone that you have not forgiven. We would like if you would go and forgive and ask forgiveness.
Jadi ami po serviço da bania kata ko aprende nene o isa atfo perdão be maselu. Agora o bele ba atfo perdão be maselu.
At the end of class time,
Wanira ami nia be klase ne remata.
we asked our students to share a testimony of something they were blessed with in the class.
Jadi ami usus estudante sira balu atfo testemunha bejam saída maksirahetan durante tuir klase ne.
And she got up and told us the story, this
Depois
story.
nia mai depois nia com ida feto ainda mai depois nia conta a história ba mi.
She said, I had a teacher who treated me very badly.
Jadi how ya professor mestre ida nebe maka trata ka layani how be halo how ho lagia klos.
And I became bitter and angry toward this teacher.
No começa a lamoros no hirus ba ia mestre ida ne.
And it affected my whole life.
Ida ne efeito ba ne moris toma.
So when I learned in your class how to forgive,
Jadi how aprende tabut nia klase o insa to fo perdua.
and I saw what bitterness was doing to my life,
Jadi how hare o insa be fuang kane ka lamoros ida ne halo ba yo ne moris.
I decided to forgive.
How decidi at fo perdua.
So she said, I by God's grace, I forgave this teacher.
Jadi ho grasa maromag ni ha fo perdoa na ba mestri dane.
And I even went and decided to talk with her and to become friends again.
No ya tempo ne ba ha bakit e ni de pesau disidi kuliah ni no sai kolega ho ni.
And the teacher was surprised that I came.
No mestri ni ha poda kwa ira ha ba.
And she said, "What has happened to you?"
No ni hate ten sai ba acontece ba o.
She says, "I learned in class that I need to forgive."
No, ni dia how aprendo na klase ha persija te fo perdoa.
And then she came back to class.
No ni mai fali ha klase ne.
And it was like we had a different student in our class.
Ami hareba hane sai an se estudante fo ruma ga different ruma hane klase.
She still sat in the front row,
Ni na fati triste hala ya be ni na fati turi awoin.
but she was smiling.
Maybe ni nasa ko imida.
When we asked her to do something, she would jump up and say, "Yes, I want to do it."
Waira na tuhusu ko ruma ni langsung hakso sa how bele halo.
She ended up becoming a missionary teacher
Depois ikus mai niya sayang sabe a mestra be missionário.
in a very tough place that she had to hike in the mud for 7 kilometers.
Jadi fati nebe mak ate bes ni tenge sae ba majumenis kilometro hitu ka wahal wanesane tahu ba.
In her bare feet.
Yeah, because her boots were too tight. They were giving her blisters, so she walked barefoot.
Jadi niya fo besira aperta liu. Ai tangan de. Iya, jadi sapato ya tradus ke nobrian.
And she was smiling. She said, "I'm so happy."
Depois ni hamna sa dia how contente teves.
This is what God can do in our hearts.
Idane mak maroma bele halo ye tenge fuan.
So let's look at some ideas and thoughts about forgiveness.
Anta mai ta ba hare fali ideas no hanuin konam vabe fo perdoa idane.
The first thing we must think about is this.
Dahulu kita to hanoi makai idane.
Does Jesus care when you are treated wrongly?
Será que Jesus ne peduli wangira kita diperlakukan dengan bersalah.
Yes, he does care about each one of us.
Los dune kata niya tahu atenção ba kada ite ideia.
I'm going to read Isaiah 63:9.
Hawakara katule ia Isaias nenure sentulu versia.
This is about the Israelites wandering in the wilderness for 40 years.
Jadi idene kono ba Israelista sira wangira sira be sira sira be abe mengeluh ia be sira ia rafik mana durante nahat nulu.
In all their affliction, the Savior was afflicted.
Jadi tambah sira niya salah ikus mai itenya maksoemos hetan salah hutu.
And Jesus saved them.
No Jesus salva sira.
In his love and in his pity, he redeemed them.
Jadi honi niya doming nebe maklean niya sira menebus sira.
He bare them and carried them all the days of old.
Niya lori sira no cuidado sira el mori ni be loron toma.
How many people were wandering in the wilderness for 40 years?
Jadi ya emahira maka besira besira mengeluh ia be rafik marang dene.
Well over 1 million people.
Jadi liu milau ni dia.
Did Jesus know about their affliction?
Jadi Jesus hatene sirenya salah?
Yes.
Sim.
And he knows about our pain.
No ni hatene ba itenia fuang kane klaramora sirenya hoto.
Was Jesus a refugee?
Será que Jesus não é refugiado sira?
Yes.
Sim.
He was from heaven and he came to this earth as a refugee.
Nia usilalehan mayamuni dane hanesa refugiado sira.
He was alone.
Nia mai mesak de.
He was rejected.
Nia hetang rezeita.
He felt abandoned.
Jadi ita nia sente husik mesak de.
People betrayed him.
Jadi people lahareo dia konia.
He was abused.
Nia hetan abuso.
He felt ashamed.
Nia sente moe.
He was constantly harassed by the devil.
Jadi nia continua no diabo na fatin tenta nia.
And he came to give love and hope and joy to everyone.
Nia mai atu fodame pas no haksolo ba ema hotu.
But so many people rejected him, he looked like a failure.
Jadi ema barak rezeta nia sira hareba hanesang ema nebe makasa pecunda.
He does understand our suffering.
Nia hatene no comprende itene sofrimento.
He really does care about us.
Nia peduli ka atenção dunita.
And so what did he come to do for us?
Antong tamba sayda magni na ato halo ba ita?
He came to give us mercy and forgiveness in our hearts.
Niya may ato fo grasa no fo perdua ba ita niya fuan.
And so when we fail,
No wahira ita falha,
he wants to put forgiveness in our hearts.
niya karaktaw fuang perdão ita niya fuan.
Because he forgives us.
Tamba niya fo perdua ba ita?
Isaiah 55:7 says it this way.
Ema at thank you husik ni niya dala no ema larang at thank you husik ni niya hanoy at sira.
Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, and he, Jesus, will have mercy upon him, and to our God he will abundantly pardon.
Jadi husik niya filafali ba iya Jesus maromak ni. Nebe sehat tudu larang sadia ba niya. Filafali ba ita niya maromak tambah maromak se fo perdua ho larang dua.
So when he forgives us,
No wahira niya fo perdua no ba ita?
pass that forgiveness on to others the way you treat them.
Jadi idanemos kita thank fo perdua ba ema wahira ita halo ba mastedo.
Why do we do that?
Tambah sayda makita thank halo idane.
Because God has forgiven us.
Tambah maromak fo perdua no ba ita.
He puts that forgiveness in our hearts.
Jadi perdua idane niya tahu iya ita niya fuan.
And so then we can pass that joy and forgiveness on to others.
Nuna ita bele pasang fali hak solok no perdua idane ba mastedo.
But we must feel our need
May ba ita
of
thank
His forgiveness.
May ba ita thank ense ita niya ita niya presija ba iya perdua idane.
If we don't feel our need, we won't ask for the miracle of a changed heart.
Kari kita la senti ba ita niya presija idane ita la bele usu milagre at muda ita niya fuan.
I'm going to read Ephesians 4:31 to 32.
Jadi ita stele Efeso kapitulo 4 verso 31 to 32.
Let all bitterness and wrath and anger
Hasay tiya husi iminia an hahalop o di malu no hirus.
and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice.
Larang nakali hakilar malu kuliat no mos buat hoto ni be hakanek malu.
And be kind one to another, tender-hearted, and forgive one another, even as God, for Christ's sake, has forgiven you.
Mabe hatudu larang diat ba malu. Anuin malu. Perdua malu ho larang hanesa maromak mos po perdua ho larang ba imi di husi Kristo.
We have an example in Matthew 18.
Ita yan na exemplo ya Mateus kapitulo 18.
You know, Peter was very impulsive.
Jadi ita hare kata Pedro ne hanesang senti bersalah.
And Peter came to Jesus and said, how many times should we forgive?
Jadi Pedro maya Jesus ne dia dalahira tempo dalahira makita ta fo perdua ba masedo.
He thought forgiving 7 times was a lot.
Jadi niya fatene kata oh how fo perdua ba ema dalahito ne buat barakona.
And so he said, should we forgive 7 times?
No ni atete ba Jesus ita thank fo perdua ba ema dalahito.
See, 7's a perfect number, so that was a good number to choose.
Jadi Pedro hanoy kata be numero itu numero perfeito may bene nune ne hili dane.
And what did Jesus say?
Anto saya mag Jesus atete ba niya.
Forgive 70 times 7.
Jadi fo perdua ba ema hitunuru multiplica fali hitu.
Jesus wasn't really giving an exact number, he was giving a symbol, an idea that many, many times we should forgive.
Jadi Jesus la fololos be numero hira makita fo montante hira makita fo perdua ba ema mabi ni akar kita fo perdua ba ema barak no barak liu.
Has Jesus have a heart that could forgive all of us?
Jadi wahira Jesus yan telefon ita bele fo perdua ba ema hotu?
Yes.
Sim,
Yes.
claro.
And so,
No ne
as the Lord's servants,
hanesa maromak ni ata.
we can all have compassion for others.
Ita mos tem que halaran luak ba ema selo.
There was a servant,
Ne iha be atan ida
you see pictured here on the screen.
ita bot sira hale iha pintura ka desenho ni pemaki slide.
He owed his master much money.
Jadi niya debe ona ba niya be master mestre ema niya be lirai dane o sampara kona.
The king said, "Sell him and his wife and children until the debt is paid."
Jadi liurai mai den fante ni fe ni on depois to mate sira mate ma foi bel selu tu sai dane.
But the servant fell down at his feet and said, "Please forgive me."
Mai be ema ida karai ni mulu ba ni ai depois patene fo perdua bahau.
And the king forgave him.
No liurai fo perdua ba ni.
Jesus forgives us.
Jesus fo perdua ba ita.
And it doesn't matter what we have done.
Nela preocupa o sai da hotu ne be makita halona.
If we want forgiveness and we don't want to be like that anymore, He will forgive us.
No ita persija perdu perdamu ida ne no ita lakui hanesa ne taona maromak se fo perdua ba ita.
We must let Him change our hearts because we cannot do it ourselves.
Ita tem que husik nia makmuda ita ne fuan também kalabene halo ida ne ita ne a.
So Lauren is going to go over some ideas of how God shows us forgiveness.
Jadi wahai ita lawat naruk lita ida ne ideas oisa maromak haturu ni ne perdau ne ba ita.
When we think of the king and the way he forgave that servant,
Jadi wahai ita no pila pali baliurai ida ne oisa ne fo perdua ba ema akan ida ne.
the servant owed him more money than he could ever pay back.
Jadi ata ida ne nia debe ona baliurai osa ne be makni labele atu seru fali.
He could have worked every day of his life and still only have a small part of what he needed to pay back.
Ini abele serviço lorong tomak serviço para kam sama si dane sa oituan de compara fale debe ne be mak barak li fali.
And yet when he asked,
No los duni wahiri ni husu baliurai dane.
the king said, your debt is forgiven.
Jadi ni husu balire onya debe sirane kotu hotona selu hotona.
It's like in the record books,
Jadi hanesa ia besena livro ne be mak be arkivo hanesa ne
where it shows that he owed $10,000.
ne be mak ia ona sekitar dolar riuni ida.
The king marked it and said, paid.
Depois liurai tau te marca ona gasino depois dia ne luna sona ka seluna.
Your debt is canceled. No more debt owed to me.
Jadi onya debe ne hotona olai debe na hau. Olai debe na bahau.
So what if you had loaned some money, say you loaned $1,000 to someone,
Jadi agora ita kuliah fali. Kari ki ita rumah ita po impresta ita ne osan dolar riuni dan ne ba ida.
and then you asked, I need it back, I have some things I need the money back.
Depois to tempo ita usfal ne. Oni osan dia po impresta bita bot ne. Hau fo fila tambah precisa tu jawab bot rumah.
And your friend keeps saying, I don't have the money, I don't have the money.
Depois ema impresta ita hau lai osan ida.
And you ask again, I don't have the money.
Ita usfal ne dia hau lai osan.
So finally you realize that now you are not friends anymore.
Ikus mai ita realiza kata ko agora ne ita label sa kolega ona.
Because you're starting to get upset at
No.
your friend.
Tapi ita começa a rir sona ita na kolega impresta ita ne osan ne.
And you say, oh, I want us to be able to stay friends.
Depois ata ita kata hawa kara kita na fating kolega.
So finally you say, okay, they cannot pay back.
Depois so ko ano ina sira labela tu serfa na osan.
I will cancel the debt they owe me.
Jadi house se cancela ga ba debe ka saida mak sira fote na usi hau.
I will tell to them, it's okay, you keep the money, you do not owe me ever again.
Jadi o patene ba sira okay losan ne me rai ka uja osan ne la prija serfa na osan ne.
And then you don't go a year later and say, you still owe me money.
Mai be kolekta sa depois tinai dia lipat dia. Ona fating o debe na osan makane.
No, you have said no debt, no more.
Jadi layan na debe layan na haluat na selu ko hoto na.
That's how God forgives us.
Idane maka maroma o insa maroma fo perdua ba ita.
And that's how He puts that forgiveness in our hearts so we can forgive others.
Idane mak maroma tau o espiritu fo perdua idane ita ne fu anu neta bele fo perdua ba masel.
Jesus just cancels our debt. We don't owe anything anymore when He forgives us.
Jadi Jesus cancela hotu ita na sala sir ne hotu ne sel hotu bas ita la sel buati da ba ita na sala sir hotu.
So when I was struggling with forgiveness,
Jadi wai hira hau bergumul hela ho be perdua idane.
I just didn't know how to. I was having a hard time knowing how to forgive.
Jadi hau ia te pususar te bes wai sa atu fo perdua.
And one time, I was my husband had forgotten to do some things that I needed him to do.
Jadi dalam rumah niya lain, niya halua buat rumah, may ba hakarak niya to halo niya halua tiya.
And I called, we didn't have cell phones, so I called the dentist where he was, and I called this place, and I could not get answer from him.
You call? With the phone?
I called with the phone to where he was.
Okay, jadi how começa telefone niya pati ni serviço ni be yene depois lá está respondida.
And I needed to do some things, but he was not doing his part, so I could get my part done.
Jadi how to halo buat rumah mabe niya parte ni sida halo hanta halo parte mo sa labera to halo hutu.
So in my heart, I started to feel upset.
Jadi halo phone começa hirusona.
But then I kept thinking about it
Mabe ang nafating hanui dane.
and thinking some more.
Depois sa hanui aumenta ta.
He should be doing this.
Lolos ni tem que halo dane.
It's not right.
Idane la lolos ida.
It's not fair.
Idane la justo ida.
I don't like it.
How la gosta ida.
And so then when he came home,
No ne ang banheiro niya mai fali umau na.
I was not happy.
How la contente ida.
I did not give him a nice hug and kiss when he came in the
Jadi how
door.
mai la hakuha ko na la reyo na niya.
And I'm like, why did you do this?
Tama sa mo ko halo idane.
But I had just been learning about how to truly forgive.
Mabe how aprende o isa pa ato po perdoa na be maklolos ka verdadeiro.
But I wanted him to feel how I hurt.
Jadi how karak niya to sinti o isa hano phone kanek.
That's what revenge really is. We got hurt. We want them to feel hurt too.
Jadi idane magdiam balas na damdo ni how sinti kanek anto how karak niya mo sinti kanek.
So we will say words that will make them feel bad.
Jadi ato kuli le phone na be makalo niya sinti be kanek ko.
Or we might do things
O ka halo neti botro
to
asal
make
mo.
them feel bad.
Ato niya mo be sinti triste.
I wanted him to feel how I had felt,
How karak niya ato sinti sa na makao sinti.
but he couldn't.
Mabe niya la sinti hanesan.
But I was in the middle of telling him all these things.
Jadi how yete na ato hate na buat sila bani hoto.
And suddenly God spoke to my heart.
Mabe de repente det maroma kolia mai hanifuan.
And I stopped right in the middle of what I was saying.
Jadi how para na wahira auto kolia be telefon sirne.
And I said, honey, I forgive you. I cancel the debt. I forgive you.
Jadi doben how ko perdua bao how be cancela te hauni hiru sirne to how ko perdua bao.
And at that moment, God changed my whole heart and attitude.
Jadi momentu neba maroma muda hauni fuan hauni hahalo foto.
This wasn't the first time this had happened.
Jadi idane hanesang be acontecimento dahulu nebe acontece.
But you know, I had a changed heart too. It made me more determined not to hurt my wife anymore.
Jadi idane hal hauni fuan mos be ia mudança. Hamos hal determinação dia klaus ba hauni fe, ala hal ba hauni fe no hanesane.
I was the one who was at fault.
Jadi how mak emaina nebe makalo sala.
And I wasn't being thoughtful to Ariana.
Jadi how la kuliah na buat nebe makladia pa niya.
So she had every reason to feel that way.
Jadi ni harazam barak hanui hanesane.
But it changed me because she showed me forgiveness.
Idane bele transforma how tamani hatudu ba how o insa ato ko perdua.
And it so changed my heart that I wanted to be a different person.
No idane muda los hane puan hawa karak sai eman nebe mak diferente.
Forgiveness
Ko perdua ne
is a choice that we make.
idane decisão ka nebe mak iteng hili.
We cannot wait for the feeling of forgiveness to come.
Ita la precisa atu he ba itene sentimento fo perdua ne mai dia lai.
When we make the choice,
Mas be wahira ita hipote decisão ne.
it's like the Israelites stepping their foot into the Jordan River.
Jadi idane hanesang pasu nebe mak ba Israel sira foti depois hakat ba ia mota Jordan.
What happened to the river when they
Jadi wahira sira sama ia mota Jordan sira ma acontece ne ba.
It opened.
Mota ne nakloke.
The water fell back. They could walk across.
Jadi bene bate ne ba depois sira bele lau ia rai maran.
And that is what happens when we choose, by God's grace, to forgive someone.
Jadi idane mak kita halo wahira ita hili atu fo perdua ba maida.
We can't do it ourselves.
Ita la bele atu halo ita ne an.
But when we say, I choose to forgive, God puts His love, His forgiveness in our hearts.
Jadi wahira ita hili atu fo perdua ba maselu maromak se tau domi no sentimento be espiritu perdua dan ita ne fuan para ita bele halo.
and changes our heart.
Nomos idane transforma itene fuan.
And it's wonderful because then you're free from all the bitterness and all the bad feelings inside of you.
Jadi idane ne furak tebes tamba ita bere livre ona usi lara moras fuan kanis idane hoto.
I want to just share a couple more things.
Akara katupahe buat baluntan.
One of the things that we talked about is that when you have been bitter towards someone,
Jadi ida fali meta kuliah wa ida ita larang moras bay maruma sore maruma.
it's good to go and become friends again if you can.
Jadi dia li wa ida ita bafai depes halo belu tila fali wania.
Sometimes they've done a big wrong to you,
Dalam rumah ni halo buat salah bo tebes bay ini.
but sometimes you have your part too where you have done wrong.
Jadi dalam rumah kita yang parte rumah nebe mak kita masalah bania.
So you don't tell them about their wrong.
Jadi telah perja foto ni basira saya dah maksirnya salah.
You can go and ask them forgiveness where you did wrong to them.
Mabi tabang super down bania, saya dah salah saya dah mak kita halo bania.
And many times they will then ask forgiveness also.
Mabi dalam bara kita hati tidak ni sira mau susu para kita for perdang mas basira.
And you can tell them, even before they ask forgiveness, you can forgive them.
Mabi
In
molok
your
sira
heart.
kusu perdang ba ini follow kena perdang basira.
Now, sometimes they will not change,
Mabi dalam rumah sira layang mudansa.
but you have done your part and you can be different in your heart.
Mabi imi halo na imi ni aparte ni layang mudansa. Mabi ita halo mudansa ita nefuan.
Now, when you forgive someone,
Jadi wahiri ita for perdua ba maruma.
it does not mean you have to trust them.
Jadi idane la significa kata kita tahu confiança na basira.
If someone has stolen something from you,
Jadi kari ke maruma na ko na imi ni sasa.
you don't have to trust them that they won't do it again.
Jadi labene atu fearnya kata oh sila halo fila fali dane.
Forgiveness means you cancel the debt of what they stole from you,
Jadi for perdua kata imi cancela ona ba sasana be mas na ko na
but you
usi.
will be more careful with your things around them next time, right?
Mai be ita tem cuidado me tene sasana be make itenia sursuring. Ya tempo in mai.
And you will watch and make sure until they show that they can be trusted.
Jadi ita tem que certeza me tahare kata kuaira ita tem que waira ta fora tene confiança kare sira ita bele po confiança na basira.
Sometimes people think that forgiveness means that I'm saying they didn't do anything wrong.
Jadi oh dalam rumah ita ko perdua dane kata ko hate tidak ne tama sira la halo sal buat rumah.
If someone's beating you every day, maybe you need to leave.
Jadi kare ke maruma baku ita bot lorong no kalam ita bot pergi sayu sifatine.
So you can still forgive in your heart,
Ita bel na fating ko perdua ita ne fua.
but you make a choice to not allow them to keep hurting you.
Jadi ita tem que hili atu na fating labele atu nune ni labele continua atu hakane kita.
This world is not, everything is not ideal. Everything's not good or perfect.
Jadi mundo dia ni as fating boto tu ni as atu perfeito hotulai.
And sometimes, like Joseph, we are in bad places, in hard places in our life.
Dalam rumah yang sa Jose ka Yusuf ida ne dalam ita fating nebe maka susah tebe se ita ne moris.
But we can trust God will be with us through those hard times.
Jadi ita tem que fiar, mai be ita tem que fiar maroma atu nune ita na fating ita bele ultrapassa buat susah ser ne hotu.
In Matthew, it tells us
Yang Matius kapitulo 5 hati yang baita.
that we are to love your enemies.
Jadi ini fatene ita tem que hadumi ita ne malu ka ita ne inimigo.
And so, after we have forgiven someone who's hurt us,
Jadi depois de ita for perdoa ba yaman be makakane
it
ko
also
ita.
says to pray for them.
Nomos salorosan banisia ta.
If we do nice things for them
Jadi kali kita halu buat dia kita basira,
and pray for them,
no halorosan basira.
it keeps our heart changed. We keep forgiving that way.
Jadi continua halu ita ne fuane ia mudança.
God knows how to help us because He knows we are weak, right? And we can start thinking about the bad things again.
Jadi maromak hatene ne sa ajuda ita tambah ita ne fraco, tambah ita sempre hanoin buat ne be
But God has gives us freedom in our hearts,
May be maromak for liberdade ita ne fuan.
and He takes out all of those things that bitterness causes,
Jadi ni asay hutu buat sila ne be makita ni
and
laran.
He puts His love
Mabi niya tau fa ni
and
domi
joy
ni haksolo.
and peace in our hearts.
No ni dame ita ne fuan.
Well, I was talking this morning.
Jadi wanira hau kuliah dari sain dane.
Has anyone, you don't have to raise your hand, did anyone think of someone that has hurt you?
Jadi lapir jahit limang, ita po sira hanoy kata kay maruma hakane ko na imi,
or done wrong to you.
ka halos sala rumah ba imi.
We've all had something done wrong to us, right?
Jadi ita mo sala buat sala rumah ba maselu rosalay.
I pray and ask you that if you have not forgiven them,
Jadi how halorasan usba imi kari kimi sida ko perdua basira.
that you will get down on your knees
Jadi ita persija tengki haknia.
and you will ask God to give you a forgiveness for that person.
No ita usu halorasan ba maromak nune bele fo espiritu perdua
Or
ba.
persons, you might have more than one,
Jadi ba ema nebe mak daruma lao sa ema ide mai be ema barak liu.
and choose to forgive.
No hili atu fo perdua.
And cancel the debt they owe you,
No seluti aka cancela ba debe sira nebe mak sira fote no usin.
so that you will not be always trying to get them to change or to make them feel bad.
Jadi nune ita label halo sira para sira na fatin kontinu usu depois halo sira sentimento começa bela dia.
We were sharing this in a seminar one time,
Jadi ami au fa story dene ya seminário ide tempo
and
ide.
a lady came up to me.
Jadi ia feto ide mai bahau.
She said, "Can I forgive someone who's dead?"
Será que hau bele fo perdua ba ema ide nebe mak mateona?
She said, "My parents treated me very badly when I was growing up.
Ni hate de kata oh hau ni ina ni sira hare hau ladia tebe so hir hau bot.
Can I forgive them even though they're dead?"
Bele hau fo perdua pa sira wa ina ni ina mateona?
Yes!
Yes,
You can
bele.
forgive in your heart anytime.
Jadi ita bele fo perdua ba itene fuan rasi kina ne tempo sa
You
ide.
can be free in your heart.
Ita bele hetan liberdade itene fuan.
She was so happy. She says, "I'm going home tonight. I'm going to forgive my parents."
Jadi niya contente tebes no kala ide ne hau bauma sa fo perdua ba ni ina man sira.
Another man came to me.
Ia mana ida maitan.
He was actually my uncle.
Lolosan niya ni hanitiun.
And his wife had left him and done some bad things, and he was bitter toward her.
Jadi niya fen musical niya tamhal buat tebe magladia. No hirus
And
tebes.
he came to me after he heard this talk. He came to me the next morning.
Jadi hanitiun ne mai bahau taman rona kono ba.
He had a big smile on his face.
Jadi ni mai ho oin midar.
He said, "I was so bitter toward my wife."
Jadi hau sinti hirus tebes ba ne fen.
He said, "But last night I forgave her."
No la odikalang hau fo perdua na ba niya.
He said, "I'm free in Jesus."
Jadi dia hau agora livre na i Jesus.
This is what God wants to do for us.
Jadi dia ne mag maroma kakara kita tu halo.
He wants to free us from all the things that make us unhappy in our heart
Ni hakara kita tu livre husi bot ho tu nebe mag halo ita la contente he
and
telefon.
have freedom in Jesus Christ.
No ita iha liberdade ia Jesus Cristo.
Can you say amen?
Beli amen.
Amen.